Hello, Fanta here, and this is Deceit. Now, I do want to say right off the bat that this game is not in early access, but it definitely feels like a game that should be. I mean, you can see from those textures slowly popping in right now that this game just needs more polish. And that's one of the main problems with this game is polish. It just does not feel like they put enough time into the game. I mean, there's already a store that has microtransactions, there's already tons of different random gear you can get, there's 2 different currency types, it's quite a mess, and you can see what the developer was trying to do. And the main game itself is a neat enough idea, but there's just other games like it that you can play for free and are a lot more fun. So you start out, as you can see on the ground, you're running around. You start with a pistol, actually, which is a bit different. What I like to compare this to is like Murder on Gary's mod, but in this game there is I think 2 infected, and the rest are innocents. And as the infected, you have to go around and gather blood packs, which make a pretty audible sound, so people can hear if people are actually drinking blood bags. And when you drink 3 blood bags, you can actually transform when the lights go out into some horrible monster that kills people. And your goal is to kill everybody that isn't infected, and as a innocent survivor, your goal is to kill the infected and escape this area. And you really have to do a lot of teamwork. You have to flip levers, go up to things, wait for it to activate. You have to get antidotes. You have to do a bunch of different stuff. Get fuses when the lights go out. And it's a neat idea, but once again, like I said, just not done right. I mean, the graphics aren't too bad when they've finally loaded in, but the gunplay doesn't feel special. It doesn't feel satisfying when you shoot someone. Like in Gary's mod, the murder game type that I was talking about, the gunplay is great because you only have, I think there's like 1 or 2 rounds, and when you shoot somebody they instantly die, so you get that instant gratification. Where in this one you shoot them like 100 times, and then when they're down you have to shoot them or hit them with your knife to vote to let them die, otherwise they just pop back up, which is weird. I mean, it makes sense. It's like if somebody's just randomly betraying people, people can kind of stop that. But I don't know. I always had, whenever somebody got down, people would just vote them out almost instantaneously. And as you can hear in the background, people do talk. People are trying to figure out who the infected person is. It's very hard to make people trust you. And that's really what the game's all about. It's about deceit. It's supposed to be, if you are infected, you're trying to convince everyone else that you are not infected. And if you're innocent, you really have to prove that you are innocent. And I do like that. But once again, back to Murder, it's like the same thing. But Murder has that extra dynamic where there is the murderer, but there's also the sheriff. And you don't want people to know you're the sheriff because you're trying to take out the murderer. Now here I am shooting this random person because he's sitting there pointing his gun at my face for some reason. And I believe we all vote him out. I'm trying to remember here. No, see, okay, so we didn't all vote him out. But they do think he's infected. I think in the end we found out he wasn't. So yeah, we voted him out. He's gone.
I think I know who the other infected is.
And another problem with this game is nobody plays the damn game. There are only about 35 people in the North American servers, and when I was playing this game for about an hour, hour and a half, I played with the same group every single time. I would leave to the main menu, go back in, and it would be the same exact group I had just played with, and it was strange. It was also strange because they all were British. A lot of them were British. So I'm not really sure whether in the North American servers, maybe nobody was in the British servers. I'm not sure. It's... I don't know. The game... It needed a lot of work, and I know a lot of people kind of determined that, so that's why there's just no players. So here's this guy. He's running around. I'm trying to remember if this is one of the infected guys or not. I think he is, and that's maybe why he's covered in blood. There were some reviews that discussed how the game was pretty good and they enjoyed it and they had a lot of fun, and I can see that. Maybe if you get a group together, this would be a good LAN game. Yeah, as you can see, like, I had the 3 blood packs, so he transformed into the monster. But just an online game, just because there's no people online, A, it makes it kind of hard to review this game and give an impression, and B, at the same time, it makes it so I can't recommend it, but by not recommending it, there's not going to be more players online. So if they had made this game a polished, fun experience, I think they would have gotten a bigger following, a bigger draw, so I wouldn't even have to worry about saying that, but because they just... it feels like they rushed the game out, and that's unfortunate. So because of that decision to rush out the game, you're stuck with a subpar experience. I mean, there's a lot of customization you can do with the characters. Like I said, the graphics aren't bad. There's perks. There's a whole perk tree you can go down. So the game really does expand as you play it more, but it takes forever to level up. I mean, I was level 1 still after playing for a couple hours. I'm guessing it's because you have to win a game, and I could just never win because I mean, I was playing with the same group. Like, these people were level 60 or something. It was crazy. It's like this is the only game they play. I don't know if it's the developers or what, but these people were masters at deceit and deception, and they could always rally everyone to their side even if they were infected. Real quick, let's go take a look at the store page. So here we are at the store page, and as you can see, it is mixed, and there's a very good reason for that, and it's because it's just not a fun game. I know it says 0.5 hours. I played it for more than that. I'm not really sure why it says 0.5, but it just, playing with that group for, I think, like I said, it was like an hour and a half. I just couldn't play the game anymore because it just wasn't fun. It didn't have the same dynamics that other games have in this, and it didn't have the multiplayer base that this kind of game needs. And it's just sad. Like, it's such a great concept, they just botched it. Yeah, sounds like an interesting concept, but it isn't. Remove the ability. So there's problems that they've added to the game, they haven't updated it enough, and because they just launched it in this broken, unfun state, it didn't keep the fan base that it needed, and that's unfortunate. And also, look at this, $5 already for DLC. That's half the game's asking price for one extra monster skin and a knife in it. Let's look at it real quick. So you get this horrible looking werewolf. It does not look good at all. It's just the character model is just weird. You get a t-shirt, you get a knife, you get an icon, and you get some of the currency. And that's it. It's another game that the developer rushed out. Could have been good, but it's gonna be just swept under the rug. The servers are gonna go down because they're not gonna want to keep supporting a game that's dead, and it's unfortunate. Maybe they'll make it free to play in the future, and they'll put in kind of a microtransaction thing, because it seemed like there was a microtransaction thing. I saw some negative reviews mentioning that they spent real money on the in-game currency. So if they just did that and made it free to play, they could have more of a chance of making some more money and using that money to put upgrades into the game. I mean, look at this person, it's 255 hours in the game. I can't even imagine. 1862, that's ridiculous. It seems like the people that really like the game really like it. I mean, that's insane. Of course, this person really gave this game a shot, but I couldn't do it. I spent an hour, and I just got so bored. So I don't recommend this game at all, unfortunately. If they made it free to play, I'd tell you to give it a shot because it's free, but because it's $10, just buy Gary's Mod. Buy Gary's Mod, play Murder, tons of fun. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked the video, leave a like down below, subscribe for more content, and as always, have a fantastic day. See ya.